Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Airships Conquer the Skies, where in the previous episodes we've been making some interesting, different and completely useless designs because it's fun and we can. Don't think there's any other reason for that really, and we're going to be continuing on that trend today and making something completely useless. So let's go on with that. Let's go over to design and fight over to the landship editor, because following on from what we've been doing in the previous videos, which is making things that are a bit different and having things that carry stuff like a sort of transport system, also using grappling hooks to pick up things that really shouldn't be moved, and also going from a couple of comments, we want to build like a sort of stacking robot type thing. So have like different sections and build the vessel on site. So we'll have like a torso section, head section, and like a leg section. We could go for arms and other things, but that would probably require mods and connectors, and we're just using the base game because I wanted to see if it was possible. So we're going to build the torso, we'll build the bottom half of it first, so like the leg section, which will be all about the motive system, so legs or maybe tracks, and then maybe have one or two weapons just so it has something so it doesn't go out of action, and then well, we'll see how we get on anyway. So we're going to go over to firstly propulsion, and we'll say, what do we want to have? I mean, large legs is the sort of default option really. Oh, by the way, today's beverage is an apple and elderflower cordial. Very tasty, and also cold because it's warm here. Anyway, so we've got the leg section, and I mean, we could go for some sort of like rollerblade system where we have that and then legs go up, but I'm not making it look too much like a human or a bipod or anything. It's just going to be whatever it is. So we'll have like the leg section like so, and we'll go over to probably resources and then coal store. This is all just proof of concept, you understand. If this does work in any real sense, we'll probably have like a and we'll probably make something that looks like a person, but we'll see. And we need some sort of weapon system on this, just so it functions, just so it doesn't go out of action. And this is where things get filled with innuendo and also very suggestive imagery. So I'm going to try and refrain from this, and you can sort of make your mind about what's appropriate and not. So in terms of weapons on the bottom half of this, what could we use? Well, we could have a bomb bay at the back, but again, that's just very crude. We've got things like a front turret, which is definitely not what it's called. We've also got things like aerial torpedoes and chargers and a ram on the front. Maybe that's not a big issue, because I don't think we'd get like unless we're ramming a really high building, it's not going to work out. A grand ram, that's certainly not what it's called. Otherwise known as imperial cannon. We could go for that perhaps. A massive rocket. I don't know. A massive rocket's good because it's got a good arc of fire, but it also makes this quite tall, and I wanted this really slimmed down. We got like a sponson, we got an imperial cannon, we got suspendium cannons. Saw blade is probably not acceptable just because of where it is, and we need to go further up and down. I think we're going to go with, I mean, a heavy cannon would be pretty cool because it fits in quite nicely. Let's go with that. So we're going to go there, and then we'll go back over like so, and obviously we do need to connect these up, and we'll do that with probably a couple of resources. We'll say a small ammo store in this case, so we'll go to small ammo store and then 1, 2, and the reason using the small ones, let me just put the pathing overlay on there, is so we can fit those in there, because it will be required to be moved forward and such otherwise. And also, doing it this way means that this is probably going to run out of ammo sooner rather than later, which is fine with me. Minimum crew is 4, but we do want to have some way of commanding this. We're going to have a bridge on it. Well, we don't have to have a bridge, but I am going to put a bridge on there. We will then put on a quarters at the front, like so, and that will probably be it, other than some supply hatches. Actually, what I'll do is we will have on this section, this is the section where we'll have some troops of some kind, command and crew. Actually, do we have any sort of troops on a ground vessel? I don't think we have. I don't think we have. Biplane, bomber, hussar, torpedo bomber, triplane, nothing like that. What we'll have then is troops there. In fact, it's under the bit that says troops. Marine barracks, no. Guard post, grenadier barracks. They're all a bit too big, and we can't order. If we have all of these like so, we won't be able to order them further up, but actually no, because we can order them further up. But also, this is quarters for four guards to protect the ship or building, so we'll put that in there. And then we need a couple of supply hatches. Currently supply is 10 out of 0. Sorry, we need 10 and we've got 0, so we'll go over to resources, and then reinforced supply hatch is probably not necessary. It provides 8 supplies, so we'll have 2 of those, and then it's a perfect cube type thing, so that's fine. In terms of armor, it's currently got that. We don't want that. We want steel armor for the bottom half. I mean, we could have heavy steel armor, although that might make it just a little bit too heavy. We're going to go with steel armor, because why not? And this is called the Last Rites at the moment, and we'll rename it. So we'll have it as the... It's going to be the T, so for Transformer. I was going to call it like... I guess it's like a Megazord type thing, isn't it? We'll put it up as T-legs. Not like Tyrannosaurus legs, because that would be silly. Certainly not the arms, because it's got no reach. So we'll have 2 legs, and we will save that design. So save design and save. That's now saved. We'll leave there, and then we're going to go over to the airship. Oh, actually, one thing I need to do first. 1 second. Landship editor, open the design. T legs, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 across. It is 14 across, and also, that reminds me. It's currently 14 across. We do want to have some, where will it be? In structural? Yes, it will. Struts. Struts that go right across the top there. We could have had a small keel, actually. That wouldn't be unreasonable. To have a small keel. What would that do? Solid wooden keel reinforce the ship, but the weight is massive. It increases the HP of it, but I don't think it's strictly necessary. Also, the cost is somewhat prohibitive. Although, let's just remove all of those and see what it is like. So that is, call it 1,400, and that there would be 1,700, call it. So it's increasing it a bit. A large keel would not fit on, although we could overhang it just by a little bit, like 2 over each side. That would function. And that would stop things going over there. Although, what I'm tempted to do is have a keel there, and one there. And we do need a ladder to go up, just in case. Corridor with a ladder like that. And it means that there is pathing to go up to whatever lands on it. So that's actually a better design. Let's save that design there. And save that. And for whatever reason, the legs are going off the thing there. So save the design, yes. And we'll leave that. And also it means that when stuff lands on it, it's not just going to fall out the sky. So, okay, and I still didn't count how long it was, but I know it's 3 keel. I know it's 3 and a bit keels worth. So let's go over to the airship editor this time, and we'll go for another small keel. 1, 2, 3, and that is the length of it, and we will have a corridor with a ladder there, okay? So we know that that is the same length as the bottom section that we've just made. So, let's crack on with this. So we need to have this, flying. I'm very, very tempted to make it I'm very tempted to make it temporary, so have, say, like a big lump of pressurized suspendium dust on the back connected with just one connector, just so it lifts up, goes there, done, job done. And if we had things that could disconnect, that would be even better, but like I say, it's base stuff. I think there is a mod to do that where you have connectors. I don't think there is that in the game as standard, like connector type things, but anyway. So this is going to have the main weapon systems and also the main sort of things that'll keep it running. So this is going to be overcrewed, so we can transfer crew. We're going to have it so it'll have a fire point in it. We'll have a machine shop and all of that sort of thing. So let's go on with that one. So we're going to go over to our resources, and we're going to have a machine shop right there, sort of in the center. I was going to place it where the heart would be, but no, we're not going to, let's say, trying to make it, it's not going to be looking like a human or anything. And we'll have a fire point in there as well. We also need some sort of, probably, do you want to go for a cockpit? Sick bay, maybe? Sick bay would be advantageous. And then quarters, we're just going to stack them up like so. Obviously, we need to have a way to connect all these. Actually, what we'll do, it would be better if we put this further back over like so. Like that would probably be more reasonable. We do need a bridge as well, and we'll put a bridge in there, and then we'll have our basic corridor with ladder going up like so. We probably won't need it that high. But anyway, there's that in. We still haven't had have a way to make this move, but I think we are... I don't know, do we want to make it a completely self-contained unit? I think... If we had a way to drop the extra sections off, so if we made, for example, something with large suspendium dust tanks back here like that, and then connected it up, and then that would just float away once we're being done with it. And I am going to make a modular design in subsequent videos. I know there's been a lot of requests for it, and making something where it's like several different ships all connected and then we split. We are going to be doing that at some point, but this was just a little bit higher up on the list. But so because we don't have that option at the moment, I think we'll go with probably it's self-contained units. So we'll have the suspendium chambers in it and such that. So let's think about the weapons as well. Are we going to have arms is the question, and I think probably have this middle section. In fact, you know what we could do? This is a better thought, perhaps, is that we have these as sections that don't interfere with the legs and don't interfere with the top, and we could stack as many of these as we want on top of each other and then place the head on. That's a better idea. Right, okay, so that means that all weapons have to point forward. So what sort of thing do we want? Well, I am a big fan, as you know, of aerial torpedoes. The problem is that they have a very limited arc of fire. Maybe, I think the things like the heavy cannon, that's going to be on the, sorry, the heavy turret, that's going to probably be on the head. That will probably be the head, although it's strangely too far up to work. A massive rocket would probably be of some use, although I'm not entirely sure if that's a decent thing to use or not. I mean, we could just go old school with just a load of cannons at the front. You can't really go wrong with something like that, and maybe an aerial torpedo at the bottom like so. That could work. It could work. Okay, let's move this back over to here. We'll have this right at the back, like so. And then we'll split that to there, move that to there, and then move that to there. Okay, that sort of functions. What we're going to do now is have the resources for this. I might actually move this further up, but I'll see. Because we do need to make this thing fly. We'll go to armor and also steel armor. We're going to fill that up. And current service ceiling is quite low at minus 11 meters, so that's not acceptable. Let's go over to lift, and we'll have, say, a medium suspendium chamber, and that will give us 28 meters. That is not high enough. We probably want at least a couple of those, and that's 91 meters. We might be best in having then a large one right at the back, and 115 meters would be acceptable. So if I remove those three and then just place them somewhere for now, we'll have to move this further forward. Okay, so we'll remove those. All this is just in progress, as you're aware. We don't need to worry about it being exactly right the first go. Let's place that there, and then we'll need some resources, and it'll just be 2 small ammo stores, coal stores there, because remember, this thing's only going to be active for a tiny amount of time. Lifting it up and dropping it on, that's all this needs to do. And once that's done, we're basically going to shut it off. So we'll have that in there, and how are we doing? Recommended crew is 25, we have 24. That is actually not too bad. This is a problem, this fire point. It is in the way. Let's place it, where is a better way? We can't really do much. We can't make it any taller because of that. Let's focus on getting some ammo into this thing. So ammo store could go there. That could go there. That could go there. And that's not too bad. No propulsion. That's a problem. Okay, remove that. We don't need all that much coal. Lift is in. Propulsion. Literally a small propeller. That really doesn't bother me whatsoever. In terms of supply, we need 10. Recommended crew is 26. So what we'll do is have commanding crew, berths, 1, 2, 3, and then we probably want we'll probably have to do without that. Hang on, let's go over to resources. And we'll check. Reinforced supply hatch is 8 supply. Steel supply hatch is 8. So what we'll have to do is remove those. I'll put one of those in there just because we can. And then we'll have a reinforced supply hatch in there like so. And then that is now the middle sections, plural, because we're going to stack these on top of one another. Okay, so we'll rename that. We'll just double check that the armor is correct, which it is. So we've got a aerial torpedo, cannons and such. And then we're going to have this is the transformer middle, because it's not really a torso, because it's the middle sections. Save that design, and then once again leave, and then back to airship editor, and now we have to make the we now have to make whatever the top part is. So let's go over once again to our, where would it be, insert other generic noises of Confusion. Where is the... It'll be in structural, won't it? Yeah, where is the small keel? There it is. 1, 2, 3. And as you can see, we are leaving this little gap there so we can have a corridor with ladder. And this is going to be the head section. So this is going to be... well, it'll need, obviously, things to make stuff. It'll need, as always, a bridge in it. And that'll be fine. So we need a bridge. We're not going to have a sick bay or anything like that, but we want telescopes in, we want a crow's nest in somewhere, and we also want probably some weapons, and I would really like maybe like hussar bays on like the shoulders. That would be really cool actually, wouldn't it? No real major weapons on it. That could work. It could work, but what else could we have? Torpedo bombers, they are really good. Triplane is a lot smaller, so that would fit on a bit better. But then again, is it suitable for what we're trying to accomplish? It's not suitable. In terms of weaknesses, it's obviously got many weaknesses, and we haven't even tested it yet. Boarding is probably one. Being just bombed is another issue. Ah, yes, actually, that's what we'll do. To stop bombing, we will have flak on this thing. So, from the shoulders, because that's what this will be, shoulders up here, we will have, we're going to go over to weapons, and we want flak. I would very much like aerial charge, and it is possible to have aerial charges in it. Maybe... Okay. Resources? Coal? No. Ammo? Yes. There. Aerial charges, perhaps like that, and then flak on the top. Alright. That sort of works. It's sort of what I was going for. Like so. And then the same at the front. Let me just move these up like so. The problem with these is that they are obviously have like arcs of fire and things like that. That will need to go there and there. We'll have an ammo store there. We'll have the flak there and there. And then we know what the limit is for the center section here. So we'll have the... I would love to have like a lovely head section here, but it's not going to happen. That'll go in... there's a problem. That can have to go there, and then the crow's nest will go up top. Yes, that'll have to be how that works. So let's go for a fire point, because that's generally a good idea. Resources once again. Ah, damn it, this needs to fly, and I currently haven't got it flying. That's an issue. Oh, and it's also really small. Right, okay. Fire point would potentially go there. Over to... lift. Moon Dusk Fragment Chamber. That is not a bad idea, actually. Generates a lot of lift, and it's a self-contained unit, and it's like the brain of the operation. I don't mind that, you know. That's yeah, okay. Let's try that. Let's not, because it won't fit in. Darn. Okay, we could get rid of one of these and put that in there. That will give us... a stupid service ceiling, which is not necessary, but we might still go with it. Because we can fit flak on the top. If we put that there and that there, and we'll do that, like, hang on, that'll have to go up to there, and that'll have to go up to there, and do that, and then the bridge on top of it here. And then actually this sort of works out better, because we can then do that, and then have the connectors, you see. And it's going to have to be berths, actually, like that. I know the ship modules are not fully accessible. So no propulsion. Yeah, that's a thing. None of that either. Oh, okay. We're going to have to probably shrink this down then to that. I don't think it's going to be symmetrical. It's just not going to happen. Which is not a big problem, is it, really? Okay, we'll do that. We'll have more supply hatches, and we don't have any propulsion. We could have that. We do need some coal, so we'll have to get rid of something. I mean, we could make that forward, and then that forward, and then those two in there, and then that there, and then... is that about right? It's about right. It's about right. It's as good as we're going to get it, I think, under the pressures of time. Obviously, if we're spending a lot more time doing this, then we'd probably realise just how much life is currently being wasted and we should focus on something a bit better. But anyway, crew is 18, minimum 21. So what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to remove that, move the bridge forward, and then we'll have these berths. One, and then can we put... Oh, I hope we can fit it in. I think we can. Yes. No, we can't. Darn it. Okay, tried my best. Like that. So we've got the crow's nest, which can go there is fine. What armor has it got on? Wood. That's why it was got such high service ceiling. That's still acceptable. And then we do need some supply hatches, which once again it's in resources. And then where is it? It's reinforced, because why not? And there we go. And we'll get rid of that. Rename it the T head, the Thed. Save design, and let's just see just how much we've wasted our time. Leave. Okay, so we're gonna go to combat. We're gonna have a bit of a day one here. We'll say add. Can't believe we spent the time doing this. There's the legs. So there's our torso section. Okay, our leg section, which has obviously the legs. It has lots of coal. It has these barracks here. It has the cannon and other such things. What we're going to do is we're going to add building, and we'll add the pathetic building miles out the way, and this is just so we can at least try this moving and stacking. We're going to say add airship, and we need to add two things. We need to add a middle section, which you can see the service ceiling is actually quite high, so realistically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. So we're going to have 2 sections, okay? And we'll put them like so. And then we'll add another airship, and then we'll go for the head. And we'll place that... Oh, that's got a stupidly high service ceiling. We're going to place that here. And we're going to see if this functions. So... This is one of the most stupid designs ever. But I really hope it works. Let's say start the fight. This will immediately say move to there. This one will once again move to there. And then this one will move to there. Now, here we go. They are going to... Oh my good grief. You can tell that these things are very heavy and also have only one... It's only got, because of the small engine, it's got very, very, very limited maneuverability and speed. So that's moving along. What we're going to do is say hold fire on every single one of these, because we don't want to be doing that. And we're going to hold fire on all of them, and they are coming into position now. You can see that because of their weight, they are going all over the place. That one I will then say ground the ship, which has now landed. We are okay. This one is slowly moving back over to where we should be having it, so I'm going to order it to there. This one is going to be ordered to there. Because of the suspendium, it does seem to work okay there. We're going to make this move back a little bit. It is sort of drifting back. We're going to say move back to there once again, and it's slowly moving. We see we're going to try and line up to there, and that's now in place. We'll say ground the vessel, which it is now stacked. This one will say move to there. And it's getting there. It's getting there. And you can see there's a turtle dove here wondering what on earth's going on. And we're going to land that there. And we have assembled. So, they are now in in position. If I say with the legs ram to there, will it move? Oh, it's heavy. It's heavy. And, oh, the lift up. Oh, no, the back. That's okay. All of these, we do want to, say, ground the ship. They are ordered to ground, which they ground the ship. There we go. They now have done. So that's fine. You can see we can transfer crew from this one here. Abandon ship or transfer crew. So it does sort of move. And then what we're going to do is say rapid fire. And then boom, there's the shots go out. And it's sort of working. We're going to say this one ram to there. And I will say further down because the legs will keep it... Right, that happened. Right, okay. I think we can safely say that didn't work exactly as intended. Okay, leave. Right, okay. Mark 1, let's go to Mark 2. Open design, legs. Proof of concept, silly. Is it interesting? Hell yeah, that works. Okay, so what we're going to do is have... This is the question. Do we have a structural piece where it sort of comes out from here and does this, right? So it's like a lip. So it slots in. So when it moves forward, because it very rarely is going to move back over anywhere, this will keep it in position. I don't think that's unreasonable. So let's have this quite large. We'll save that design. We're not going to mark it as a Mark II or anything. We'll leave that. Over to Airship Editor. We'll open up the middle section, and this is where we have the problem that it won't work because... Oh no, it will work. It will work. We can do that. Like so. We don't need the extra bits, but we'll do that. Save the design. Yes, I will overwrite that. And then, oh, I don't know why I left that. Could have just opened the other design. And then the head, which will have, that actually won't need anything. That won't need any changes. So once again, combat. We'll say, day, excuse me. We'll add a building, the Black Citadel once more, which will go over on the far right there. On the left, we'll add our land ship first, which will be the legs. I'm going to put it right at the back just so we can see if this works. And then we'll have a airship. And this time, we're only going to have two of each section. Sorry, one of each section, just because I think we need to test this all assembling. So we will say, start the fight. Immediately I'll pause and say, hold fire. I don't want these to fire. You can see that one has sprung into position now that it's all in place. That one will say move to there. That one will say move down to there. You can see going up and down, so altering the height isn't really a problem for it. What is a problem is the speed, or rather the lack of. I'm going to say ram to there because, quite frankly, it doesn't matter if we ram into the back of this. It really won't matter. And then once it connects at the back, ground the ship, and there we go. It's actually connected right up. It would be better if those were next to each other, though. I might have to alter that so it's one big section. And this will say go down to there. Like so, and let's see if this can work. So we're going to say back to there, and it's landed, and that's not entirely where I wanted it to. And oh, okay, it's for some reason went right down there. But we're going to say ground the ship there, and there we go. We are now in one. That's good. This one, I will say, and can we just? Is there somewhere to turn it off? Ground the ship. Ground the ship. You can see it's actually running out of coal, which is not an unreasonable thing to have happen, to be honest with you. But anyway, this one will say ram and ram to there. Yes! Yes! Plus 10 generic... Oh, the head flew off. I was going to say plus 10 generic approval points. It works. But because this doesn't require coal, it doesn't necessarily work as good as we expected it to. Okay, leave that. Once more, Airship Editor, open the design. We're going to get the head. We're going to rip out the brain. Actually, if it was brain, it would be the targeting computer, which there's actually no reason why we can't have that. So anyway, we're going to rip out that, and we're going to put the probably that further forward. We're going to sort of rip a lot of this out, and we want to have this so it has. Well, how do we want it? At least 150 meters service ceiling. So we're going to go to lift and to suspendium chamber. Oh, 30 meters. That's nowhere near enough. Remove that and then put that in. 124 meters. Not unreasonable. Not unreasonable. Okay. We could have that. We could have that. It massively reduces what we have in terms of weaponry, but it's still not too bad. I think that's okay. Further back would be more acceptable. There. And then flak there and there. Alright. Problem is the lack of connections between all of these, but we'll get to that in a moment. These are not yet connected up, but that's a very simple matter. That's now done, for the most part. We probably want to get rid of this. We don't want more. We don't want more ammo in it. I know we had one front and back, but we'll leave that. We could have Spider Bay, maybe not. I would really like to have a targeting computer, but having a targeting computer in here with very little weapons doesn't really mean anything. So we'll have propulsion is still fine. Resources, we will have a coal store. It will be, once again, a little bit undersized, as in it's that. We'll have a fire point because we didn't have one last time, so we'll have that there. We'll connect that up with one berth, and then we need to have some more crew. We're going to remove all of those berths because I think it's best to have it's best to have, I think, some quarters. So we'll have a quarters there, quarters there. We then need to, our quarters there, actually, and then we'll connect up. Recommended crew is 31. We've got 33, actually, so that's more than enough. To connect it up, we'll have a corridor with a ladder, which can go pretty much wherever. If I pull that further back, would that be better? It might be better. Yes, it would. The pathing is terrible. In every way, shape, and form. Although, could put that there and that there. No, still not good enough. Still not good enough because we don't have access from this fire point up to there in a sort of readily available fashion. That is better. Crew is under, but we could remove that, and those two to put the berths back in. Okay, we'll try that. We'll try that. Berth 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll remove those and probably put another weapon in the front. In terms of weapon, we could have a cannon, flamethrower, Gatling gun would be better. Yeah, actually, that would be much better because it means we can shoot down planes and such as well as all this, and that's the sort of idea. Okay, save that design. We're not going to mark it version 2 because I think that's. I mean, it is definitely a bigger overhaul, but no, I think it's fine. So combat, we'll have it as day. We'll add the land ship back in. We'll put the legs in again once more back at the back there. Oh, we didn't. I didn't alter the extra bits at the back of the other airship as the torso section, but we're going to put one there, and then once again we'll have the head, and then how many points is that? So just that is 5,000 points. So in terms of building, we get 2.5 of those, or well, how many? 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. I think I know which one would win, and it's not me. So we'll go for building, Black Citadel, Bump, and finally start the fight. So that one moved down to there. Once these have been steadied, like so. I do want to have these on hold fire, actually. I'll put all of these on hold fire just so we don't start shooting. This one, it says no target available, so we don't really need to worry about that. It's now moving around a bit too much. We're going to say further down, and oh, that threaded the needle right there, no problem. So we're going to say ram down to there, and it is pretty much where I want it. Yeah, that's fine. We will say land the ship, and it will sort of move around a little bit, and eventually it will drop down. This one we're going to move down to there, and when this drops, it will probably focus it. That says collision. It's rocking around too much. Obviously, the keels themselves are a bit of an issue, but there we go. That's now slotted into position. We will actually wait for it. It's slowly drifting back. Slowly drifting back. Wait until it hits there. Yeah, I think another 3 bits here would be fine. Oh, it's lifted up, actually. That's good enough. So we'll say ground it, and those are now grounded. All of these have been ordered to ground, so we will say that one, ram, and then ram to there, and it carries them. That's exactly what we wanted. Right, yeah, when it stops, that still happens, which is a bit of a shame. I don't know what I can do to prevent that. Basically make it less buoyant is the solution. We could put a lip either side, get rid of that cannon. The problem with that is fitting it in. If I ground that, the problem is if I remove that cannon and put a lip in, it might be very difficult to slot in. Anyway, so we'll go on that. We'll say ram. Actually, no, we'll say all of those. Open fire. There we go. And now these are out of coal. Yeah, both of them are out of coal, so these shouldn't... Oh, you can see that's still suspendium-ing. That's a thing now. Those are technically... It says out of coal, but I think there's still some lift in them. But we'll say ram, and I'm going to say ram to there, and something's just happened. It's collapsing in on itself. Oh dear. Yes. See this? The suspendium chambers have turned off completely, and we can now see that these things are way too heavy for this thing to lift. So, yeah, this was never really lifting anything, was it? No, it wasn't. It was basically just sort of holding it like Like when you're helping someone down from a ladder and you sort of got your hands out going, come on, further down. I mean, you're not really doing anything, you know, and if they fall, you're definitely going to get crushed. But, you know, you're there for moral support, if nothing else. And that's what the legs are doing at the moment. Okay, we'll leave that. We're going to go back over to combat and we'll try once more. Do you want to try in at night, maybe? I don't think so. Back at day, we'll go for building. Let's just see what would happen if we put 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I know what's going to happen. Okay, land ship. Oh, airship. No, T middle. There we go. There. Oh, darn it. Too far back. Okay, day. Land ship. Put the legs in. We'll put the middle in. Actually, we could probably start them together. But that's not the point, is it? You want them like that. And then I'll actually move them a little bit further back so you sort of slot them back in. And then airship the head. Like so. Actually, we'll do one all like that. And then building. No. Yeah, go on. No. Change your mind. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, let's lose. So, start the fight. We'll say that one move to there. That one move to there. They are firing. I mean, we could probably move this further back. That'll... Oh, good grief. We just... That's why I put the keels in. I thought the keels would be better. So it's trying to assemble, but it's just not working out. And oh, yeah, that's pushing at that. Okay. I think the idea is... It has some merit. For entertainment purposes, not under any sort of... It's not any sort of effective design. But I think the execution leaves something to be desired. As in, we need to have a better way of coupling these up. We need to have... well, grapples wouldn't work, I don't think. We have to redesign this because it can in no way carry these things. These are too slow. And, yeah, apart from those very small niggles, how are we fighting here? Well, actually, we've done a little bit of damage. Obviously, the head's doing nothing. Alright, that one we'll say... Ground. Clunk. This one. Ground. There we go. And we're assembled! Maybe not. Ground. Ground. Permanently ground, please. No, that's not doing what I want you to do. In fact, it's not doing anything. Ground the ship. And ground the ship. Cool, it's decided that it really just doesn't want to do any of that. Right, anyway. The barrel sees take cover. Oh, good grief, the front of that just blew up. In terms of fighting, we have crippled one of them and damaged the other. And damaging them, quite honestly. We've lost our main gun on the legs, and the torso section is doing damage. Do you know what the worst thing is? That torso section, with a bit of alteration, is probably a decent airship. It's got good service ceiling, decent ammo store and everything for what it has. Probably doesn't need the keels. In fact, certainly doesn't need the keels. And the head section's probably useful for... Oh, yeah! Oh, that's... Oh, that hurts. That looks like it hurt a lot. Yeah, and the head section's probably good for taking aircraft out. On balance, all of these have a certain purpose and probably can fulfill that purpose apart from the legs. Like the top section can easily take out, I think, anything that flies over. Gatling gun, good for close-range aircraft and hussars. Flak gun and aerial charges, same thing. The central section, you've got your cannons, you've got your torpedoes, pretty decent. Probably needs some more ammo. Certainly needs some more speed and or less keels. If we remove the keels, it'll probably be a lot better because it'll be faster. The legs just can't hold the weight, so they're completely useless, but does have a big gun. And actually, as you can see, it's... you know what? We're not doing too bad. Let's speed up to max speed and see what happens here. We're probably still going to lose, but we have managed to take out the left middle and then the far left main weapons, and that's the problem. I think they're all out now. Yeah, we're out of ammo. Yeah, we've lost that. Okay. But we have managed to do a bit of damage. I reckon with tweaking, this could work. But either way, that's been a little bit of a mess around and hopefully of some interest to you. If you like the design and have any suggestions for things we can make, changes to be made, all that sort of thing, then let me know in the comments. I'm up for revisiting that, but... again, as proof of concept goes, it's not too bad. The effectiveness is somewhat limited, and in reality, there's no real point in doing that. There's no reason to stack them up. Although, to be fair, the only reason would be that if they're not very mobile, then you stack them up, and then the mobility section moves them, so it's like a carrier. But then there's no real great point in it. But the point, I guess, in this case was fun, which is hopefully being had. As always, hope you have enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.